Alright guys, welcome back to Rome Reviews. I'm Rome, and we are back again with the Honor Magic V5. And I guess we could just call this like the second part of the 1 month review, where I'm going to cover the speakers, the haptics, and the battery. And if we want to do another video later on where you guys want to see like all of the customization options and things that you can use, the Chinese version of this phone for in like outside of like China or the native country for this phone, we could do that. But for now, we're just going to do the speakers, haptics, and battery today. All right. So jumping into that, we're going to switch over to the overhead, and we're going to go ahead and get rolling. So first things first, let's go ahead and get the speakers out of the way, because it's hard to display speaker sound and everything through video. But what I'll do is let me find a song that won't get me a DMCA strike, and we can play a little something and we can talk about it a little bit. All right, so one of the first things that comes up, I wonder if, you know what, let's just do the first one that comes up. Just keep it simple. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit, let it play. But what I'll say is, of all of the foldable devices that I've tested, I have not tested the Z Fold 7, so I can't really speak to that one. But just of the ones I have, the Oppo, the Vivo, and this one, for this generation, the Magic Honor V5 has the best speakers by far. And it's really easy when you're comparing it to those devices. I love the Vivo, the X Fold 5, but the speakers sound really hollow. They do get louder than Oppo's speakers, but they do sound shallow. There's really not much bass to it at all. And Oppo is just low and sounds hollow. So this one stands out above the rest easily. So I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna turn it up halfway, and you see like but I'm going to turn it up really loud for just a moment, okay? And what I'll do is I'll just go back through and let it play by itself, like so I don't have to edit the audio too much at this portion. All right, so that is basically a situation. I'll call my mom back in just a moment once I finish this up. But yeah, that's pretty much a situation. The Honor Magic V5 speakers easily stand out above the rest. I don't have any issues at all hearing these speakers in a loud room when my son's running around going crazy. I still hear these speakers with no issue whatsoever. And they get plenty loud. I really rarely ever crank these speakers up more than maybe 60%, maybe 65. I rarely go up above that. So these get plenty loud, especially for foldables where they're getting so thin. Like every year they're trying to get thinner and thinner, which I really think they've gotten to a point where they really don't have to pursue that anymore. Just in my eyes, they could just work on figure out a little magic to get the camera bumps to be a little more flush to the device itself. But other than that, yeah, I think they've done a great job. And Honor has really, as far as, I mean, just overall hardware, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna just give them too much, just ride Honor a little too much. But what I'll do is I'll just give credit what credit is due, and I feel like Honor has made a really incredible device. Of course, just like any other device, it has its shortcomings, which brings me up to my next category. Actually, let me reel myself back in just a little bit. I'm gonna play one more song and just let it play. I'd say about 30 seconds. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long to start up, and just let you guys hear the speakers a little bit more. Okay, so let's crank that up, and here we go. I'm gonna stop it right there, and we're gonna jump over to haptics. So you guys can just build how you feel about the speakers, but I feel like they get extremely loud. They have some punch to them, and they still remain clarity. Now they may get. I feel like I'm not an audiophile by any means, but I feel like they still get really loud without too much distortion of any kind. So I think that's great. Anyway, let's move over to haptics. And let's jump into settings. And I'm going to type in, let's see if we can do vibrate. You know what? Let's just do haptics. There we go. So you'll see that the haptics are turned up right here. And they have a very nice feel to them. So I won't complain too much about that per se, but what I really want to jump into, actually, one moment. Let's see. Let's go to Google real quick, and I'm still trying to learn time zones and when events are happening and things like that. But anyway, when you're typing, they have a very nice feel to them. Like, I can't really say a mechanical keyboard because mechanical keyboards are really clicky, clacky. These have like a really smooth, this device has a really smooth vibration to the haptics. And I really, really enjoy that. Now, where I don't enjoy it is when it comes to the phone ringing, because I feel like the haptics are not intense enough to grab my attention. And what I'll do is, let me do this one moment. I'm going to call myself, and you could hear it. Like, this is a hard desk, so it's going to stand out a little more. But if it's in your pocket, it almost feels like you won't notice it. And I don't, actually. But let me call myself really quickly. Oh. Give me one moment, guys. I forgot I put the phone on Do Not Disturb. One moment. I'm talking, that is so low that I feel like the camera's probably not going to pick that up. I feel it when it's my hand, and like it's a nice vibration, but it's just not strong at all. It doesn't feel like it. It's not attention grabbing. I almost want my vibration on my phone to be jarring. Kind of like what Samsung does with their devices. I feel like, well, it's been a little while since I've had a Samsung, but I feel like I want my vibration to be jarring. I want it to grab my attention, and this just does not do that for me. So I end up, if I have it in my pocket or I'm not right, like looking at my phone, I feel like I do miss notifications or things like that. So that's really it. I won't dive too much more into vibrations and haptics on this device. They're good. They feel really smooth and really nice. Like, it has a refinement to it that I want to give Honor credit for. It feels nice, but it's just not jarring. I need it to grab my attention. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and jump over to the battery. And what I did was I recorded a few videos throughout the day yesterday, and I don't know if I recorded one today, but just kind of like just points of like after a few hours, this is where I'm at, and so on and so forth. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and jump into that, and then we'll come back. All right, guys, so here I am. I just took the Honor Magic V5 off of the charger. It is at 100%. Today it is 2:49 p.m. and we'll be back. I may check in from time to time just to let you know where I'm staying and how long it's been since I took it off the charger and so on and so forth. So right now, 2:49 p.m. in the afternoon, and we will be back. All right, guys, checking in one more time right before I go to bed. It is at 75%, and we'll see how things look in the morning. I may use it a little bit more before I go, like actually go to sleep, but we'll see. Yep, 75%, and we'll be back. All right, guys, so we're back with another check-in. It has not been 24 hours yet, but we are at 37%. And just want to keep in mind, just want to put a reminder out there that I do use this phone extremely heavily and constantly. I always have YouTube running in the background. I've used Android Auto since I first recorded that video to check in. Android Auto is a very heavy hitter on the battery. So anyway, just want to check in one more time. We're at 37% and we'll be back in a little while. All right, we're back. So yeah, now that you guys have had the chance to just look at me checking in from time to time, just talking about what I've used the phone for, we can go ahead and jump in. So right now we're at 221, very close to the time that I took this phone off the charger yesterday. And we can go ahead and just talk about the overall battery performance, all right? So the first thing that I did notice is that it doesn't go back to yesterday. Well, actually it does. It shows the 2:30 p.m. yesterday, and then I guess it's gonna show 2:30 p.m. today. It's really weird, actually. So let's see, 2:30 p.m. I'm assuming that's yesterday. 8:30 p.m., 2:30 a.m. Yeah. So it's showing yesterday, and you can see the decline. But what I'll say is, it's only showing the screen on time for today, and I wish that I could change that to show like the full span. But I do have a graph here, and what I'll say is, you can tell when I was using the device and when I finally went to bed, and it only dropped like 1 or 2%, not much, but then it starts to dip again. What I'll say is I am an extremely heavy user. So the fact that I'm still at 22% after taking off the charger roughly around 2:30 yesterday, a little bit before 2:30. Let me see if that'll show. It won't. But anyway, yeah, right around 2:30 yesterday, and I'm still at 22%. You can tell. Let me click out of that. I use YouTube a lot when I'm working or I'm doing something else. I need noise in the background, so I have YouTube videos playing in the background, and I use this phone unfolded a lot. So you can see Instagram, you can see Chrome, where I'm always searching for stuff and researching things, messages, music. I'm surprised that Android Auto is not showing up here more. I don't know if it just doesn't record Android Auto, but Android Auto is a heavy hitter, and I'm not sure why it's not showing up in there. But I've used Android Auto, and this phone is still at 22%. So a regular user would easily get a day and a half to 2 days out of this device. I firmly believe that. But you can see that I use this phone a lot, and I use it unfolded a lot, and the battery is really good. It's still holding up. I'm at 22%. If I just slowed down and stopped using the phone so much, I believe that I could easily make it through this day without charging it again until maybe tonight or maybe even in the morning or something like that. So just got a lot of respect for Honor overall. I had no intention of making this a very lengthy video. I just want to show you guys that this phone holds up. The battery is really, really, really good. The software is good. And there's so many customizations, and I haven't even covered customization yet on this device. They packed this thing to the brim with features. The hardware is great. It's nice and thin, not heavy in your pocket by any means. I know people feel a certain way about the camera bump, but I don't. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, I have no complaints about it. So overall, this phone is a go. I would easily put this up there at the top as far as foldables go. Like I said, I haven't tested the Z Fold 7, but I've heard incredible things about it. People are really jumping back on the Samsung bandwagon. They're really happy with what Samsung did with their foldable this year, so kudos to them. But Honor is easily up there. I would put them in the top 3 as far as foldables go. In the third spot, I mean, I'm feeling like, even though I haven't reviewed the Samsung, which I think it's not fair to put Samsung on this list at all, but I'm putting Samsung at 3 only because I haven't tested it. I don't think an Honor would be number 1, and the Vivo X Fold 5 would be number 2. And the cameras on the Vivo X Fold 5 do the heavy lifting for that device, because the Oppo software is really, really good, but the cameras are just not so great. So that's why it falls down to third and tied with the Z Fold 7 only because I haven't reviewed it. So anyway, great device. Anything you guys want to see in future videos, feel free to drop a comment down below. Anything that I may have missed when it comes to the battery, I didn't let it run all the way out because I just didn't feel like there was a need to do that. But I'm not going to charge it, and if I notice anything weird between the 22% that I'm at right now and zero, I'll come back and talk about it. But I just didn't see a need to drain it to zero, just because this is an easy day and a half to 2 day phone for the average person. I'm just an insane user where I just keep it running in the background for no reason. So anyway, this is the Honor Magic V5. This phone is a go and easy recommend for anybody out there that's looking to jump into foldables and just, get their feet wet and see what it's about. This is a great spot to go. This is like the top, and the price. The global is more expensive than the Chinese version, but I would say since we got the Samsung out there, there's $2,000 base. I think this is a fair shake. I think you can give this one a fair shake and be pleasantly surprised, pleasantly, just really, really enjoy this device and be happy with it. I think so. All right. I really appreciate everybody tuning in for another video. Feel free to like and subscribe and come back for more content like this. All right. I'll catch y'all later.